Hi and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Cassia. On this channel we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist you in your ascension journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. So we're going to jump right into it today. As usual, we are doing the daily reading for Friday, September 4th, 2020. I apologize. I know we didn't have a daily reading yesterday. I had to take a day completely for myself. This cold, as I'm getting over the hump of it now, I'm starting to feel a lot better today. It's one of those lingering colds that sort of starts to go away and then comes back again. And so I'm just really taking care of myself right now, really taking the time that I need to nourish my vessel, my physical vessel. You know, I have, my mentor tells me all the time, you know, if you don't take care of your body, where else do you have to live? And so really that's been resonating with me very heavily this week. And so later today, I'm going to go out, I'm going to nourish myself with some sunshine. It's a beautiful sunny day here on the East Coast. The sun is very healing. And so just absorbing some of those rays and just really continuing to strengthen and fortify myself. It's so important for all of us right now to be doing that, to really be taking care of ourselves as we move into this winter season, right? Like, we're about to have the fall. I know I'm jumping the gun here. Like I said, I live on the East Coast, so when it starts getting cold, we immediately think of winter, right? But we are moving into the fall season. But as we're moving into this darker part of the year, right? Just really focusing on our immune systems and strengthening and fortifying ourselves for the journey ahead is just so imperative. And it's a great reminder for all of us. This is Virgo season. Virgo rules the 6th house. It rules health, right? Our physical health. We're looking at all aspects of our health right now: physical, emotional, mental, and just really seeing where extra care needs to be taken and just being guided to take that care. And so this is why I'm sharing with you guys what's going on with me, is just because it's something that we can all relate to, right? And it's so important and so profound, especially those, I know a lot of people that watch my channel are healers, whether you realize this or understand this yet or not. And so whether we do this in a professional capacity or whether we do this just in our day-to-day lives and the way we interact with people in whatever manner it is. And so healers especially, like, don't overextend yourselves. This is a lesson that I have had to learn, that I constantly have to learn. Like, we learn it and learn it until we fully get it, right? And so just really take care of yourselves. I want to put that out there first and foremost. And now we're going to jump in, as we always do, to the galactic energies of the day. So today is the 4th of September. It's ruled by the solar plexus chakra. And the energy, or the galactic gateway or signature of the day, is blue electric storm, which is guided by abundance. And so this is a fun energy. If you guys remember from the blue lunar storm video that I did, we talked about the blue storm tribe a little bit and sort of what that energy is all about. So that's that energy of catalyzing, that energy of being self-generating, of becoming the storm, right? And of focusing our energy deliberately on what it is that we're wanting to create and catalyzing that process. It's about marshaling our inner resources, our inner strength, and utilizing that and allowing that to generate the possibilities that we want to experience in life. And it's really about taking action, right? About the power of our intentions, our power to be that transformative force in the world, whether in our own lives, in the lives of others, right? Anything that we're doing for ourselves, we are doing for others, because we are all part of that collective consciousness, right? So however we choose to utilize that energy today. And the tone of the day is tone 3, which is the electric tone. And so this is the tone of activation and the tone of service. This is when we have 2, right? Which is that polarity. And out of the 2 comes that third energy. And that third energy is what creates all infinite possibilities. And so this is a day of really infinite possibility, of being the force of that change, being the force, right? That blue storm energy that initiates and instigates that development of possibility, right? Of seeking and out all of these different possibilities, of creating our own abundance, right? In whatever form that's going to take. This is also the energy of service. And I love this quote. It says, "Service is love made visible." And so that's sort of a guiding kind of mantra maybe that we could use or remember throughout this day, right? So it's like, how can I be of service? How can I be that catalyzing change in the world? And how can I do that in a way that's benefiting others today? It's really bringing that in. Like, this is a powerful day of creation. There is so much, like, I wanted to say magnetic, but that's a different tone. There's so much electric energy in the air today as far as that's concerned. So like, how we choose to utilize that energy is up to us. How we choose to be of service, like utilizing and being that self-generating energy in our own lives, is still being of service, right? Because everything ripples out and affects. Or if we want to be that catalytic force in somebody else's life, we can also feel welcome to do that today as well, in a way that is harmonious, right? And we do have still this lineup. It's not quite exact anymore with all of the planets, but with Mars and Eris and true black moon Lilith, and a lot of these other configurations that we have been talking about. And so with this energy, like, there is that possibility of people being that catalytic force in our lives in a way that may be a little bit abrasive, possibly. So we do want to be on the lookout for that, but we want to look at the ways that we can empower ourselves in a positive manner, right? We have a bunch of other aspects as far as some of these challenging aspects go. We have Saturn, which is square true black moon and Eris. So we may really be feeling these restrictions and these boundaries still, and sort of that desire to push up against those restrictions and wherever it is that we're feeling suppressed. And so this is where we call upon this blue storm energy. We marshal and utilize our inner resources in order to figure out, like, okay, what is this trying to teach me? There's a lesson, right? This is Saturn. So there are lessons being learned about our ability to step into our power. And so really understanding that and seeking to understand that, asking these perceived obstacles what it is that they're trying to teach us. And then really learning, right? Because Saturn is about resources. Saturn is about all of that physical stuff, right? So like asking Saturn, even, you can ask Saturn himself, how can I utilize and marshal my inner resources to work with these energies to overcome whatever this obstacle is that I perceive to be standing in my way? What is the gift in this? What is the lesson? What can I learn from this? And then what resources do I have to apply to this situation? We have Venus as well squaring Eris and true black moon. So that's some intense energy. So we may feel this playing out in our interpersonal relationships as well. We've seen this with all the configurations I just mentioned at the beginning with the conjunctions. We see it in this when this comes to our ability to be free. Our ability to be free when it comes to our relationships with others, when it comes to our finances, when it comes to anything in our physical reality. I feel that that's just like a really strong sort of vibe and energy that seems to be carrying on throughout this week. We also have a conjunction between the moon and Chiron today. And so this could be a very emotional day for some of us. Chiron is the wounded healer. It's bringing up those wounds, especially those childhood wounds, those inner child wounds, those deep wounds from multiple incarnations, right, that are wanting to be healed so that we can step into, like, we heal, and as we heal, well, we are the healer as we're healing ourselves, right? And we're learning what we need to learn so we can then be the healer for other people in our lives, whether that's just by leading by example. And I shouldn't say just, whether that's by leading by example, whether that's being that force that people can look up to, whether that's by actually pursuing some type of healing endeavor, right? Whatever it is, like, So those wounds we're feeling very emotionally connected. There may be a bittersweet feeling. I'm not feeling this as a particularly heavy energy, just as like an emotional, like we're connecting on an emotional level with our inner child, with some of these deep wounds, and we're really, but we're in that energy. I'm fairly certain the moon is in Aries right now. I'm going to double check that to be certain. Yes. So we are feeling very empowered to be in that process of healing right now. Chiron is in Aries itself, right? And in retrograde. So it's really this stuff that has been on our minds for a while. We may just be feeling it more intensely than thinking about it today. And so that's something to keep in mind. We also have Venus square Mars. And so this is the masculine and the feminine sides of ourselves, possibly feeling some tension, right? Our ambition and our nurturing qualities, sort of feeling that tension, are like all of the stuff that we were talking about as we're feeling these perceived blocks, right, in these areas of our lives that have to do with Venusian energy, relationship, finances, all of that. It's just the energies are what they are, and there's multiple planets often at a time that are assisting in bringing these forward in different ways. So this interplay and sort of tension between the masculine and feminine aspects of ourselves may be sort of mirrored outwardly to us in our interactions with others in the world. So just really being aware of that. And then, but we also have the sun trining Jupiter and Uranus. So this is really hopeful, expansive energy. This is really fun energy, unpredictable. We may be in the mood to just get out there and have some fun today, right? To maybe shirk our responsibilities a little bit, but like that self-care too. If we can responsibly do that, this is a great day to do that. To really, like we said, this is bringing me back to the beginning when I went on that little, I don't know that you'd call it a rant, but whatever it was, that little diatribe about self-care, right? Is like, how can we do that in a way that's fun for us? How can we feed and nourish ourselves today and really nurture that like wild, creative side of us and sort of bring that energy to the forefront? Okay. So turning back here. Yeah, that pretty much storms blue electric storm sums it up as far as the energies go. It's that energy of creation, that energy of service, that energy of being that change that we want to see in the world in whatever small or large way. And there really is no small way, right? Because everything has an incredible ripple effect that affects everything else. And so we're going to get into the cards, and I'm trying to see I am feeling these today. So we're going to pull a Lightworker Oracle card for today. And if you are feeling the heaviness of these energies, please do reach out. I do personal readings. I do incredibly powerful energy healing sessions. I do personal ascension transit charts, which can really help you to understand how the astrological energies are affecting your ascension process and what they're teaching you and how they're helping you to grow. I'm excited. I'm going to be pursuing theta healing at some point soon here, so that's going to be really fun. It's a way to sort of access the subconscious and work on some of those limiting beliefs that dictate our reality. So I'm really excited. I'll keep you guys posted on that, as well as my final Belvaspata attunement. Lots of really, really exciting stuff coming, you guys. I do belief work and stuff like that with the Belvaspata currently. So if you're struggling with those limiting beliefs, if you're struggling to release some of the stuff, if you're struggling at all navigating these energies, right, please reach out. And so we have the second ray of wisdom coming out, and we have karmic clearing. Yeah, and this is stuff, karma clearing, clearing the old trauma, old wounds, all of that stuff is stuff that I do work on with my clients. So like I said, reach out for that, but we're definitely feeling this energy, and I want to see how these two interplay with each other today. So we're going to read, I always like to read these ray cards from the book. But it's just so beautiful. You can see this angel behind her, right? And it's just all of you knowing and understanding, like we want to understand, like we are all angelic beings, right? Like we were created by Source in Source's image. We are angelic beings, and we have angelic beings in the spiritual realms that guide us and watch over us. And this is just really confirmation that your angels are with you. They're listening to you, and they're here to assist you with whatever you need assistance with. Like call on them for assistance. You don't need, the angelic healings that I do, the Belvaspata is very powerful, but you don't need, like, you can call on your angels anytime. Call on them, open up your heart to them, seek their assistance, and they are always there to assist. The second ray of wisdom is a consciousness of loving wisdom straight from the heart of the universe. It amplifies the magnetic power of attraction, empowering you to pull into your life all that is needed for your life's work. It brings the opportunity to heal, restore, and understand through the power of love and the light of ancient wisdom. The spiritual master known as the Buddha is with you now to help you fully receive and integrate the blessing of this ray of light from the universe. Yes, so this is all about attracting to us all of the opportunities that we need, all of the resources that we need, all of the wisdom that we need to continue on our path at this point. And this is really beautiful energy. It says it will help you focus your consciousness in your heart. It will bring to consciousness any unresolved matters of the heart for healing. This includes not only issues of relationship, but also any issues around trusting your heart to lead you. This ray will help heal your heart in an affirming and nurturing way. And yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, you don't need it, but I'm feeling just really called with this healing of the heart, with this angelic card, with all of this. Like if there's somebody watching this who is struggling, I'm really feeling strongly that the Belvaspata angelic heart healing may benefit you. And that may be a way that this ray is being offered to you even more directly. And so I have to throw that out there because I'm just being really called to say it right now. But yes, so we're healing these issues of the heart. We're healing and bringing resolution to all of these matters. And I'm feeling like this is assisting in clearing out some of this karma here. It's like we hold on to that. When we hold on to that at a heart level and an energetic level, like we may sometimes release people, but we're not able to release the energy or the resentment or some of those heavier emotions that are related to this. And so we still hold on to that karma in a way. Maybe we're not able to forgive. Whatever the case may be, it's like this process of allowing this energy to heal your heart is going to facilitate clearing some of this karma. And we're just in a heavy period of doing this right now. We talk about this all the time, like as we move into this fifth dimensional consciousness and awareness, like we can't bring our karma with us. We can't bring our resentments, all of these heavier energies and emotions and karmic ties. Like we're clearing up all of that stuff right now so that we can move into this next dimension, this next consciousness and energy. Like you don't have to hold on to that stuff anymore is basically like what I'm feeling. And I'm feeling like this ray of wisdom is going to help some people decipher what it is that they are ready to let go of. What is it that is keeping you feeling emotionally bound that you are ready and able to release now? And for some of you, like some of this, when it comes to your life's work and the resources and being granted the resources to pursue that, some of that's going to be clearing karma as well. Like I think sometimes people have this, there's so many different ways that we can look at this, right? And so many different ways that karma plays out. And so for me, some ways that I give back, it doesn't have to be directly giving back to a person or a situation if that situation is unhealthy for me or not in my highest to pursue. However, by giving back to the collective in the ways that I do, I am evening out some of that karma as well. And so it's all in the different ways that you approach it. And so we're healing ourselves as we step forward into our mission more, and we're healing some more of this karma as we go along. And how do you heal anything? I'm just also being called to say is you heal it with love. So really calling in that love, allowing that second ray of wisdom to infuse your body with that light and with that love, and to really open up that heart center and heal that heart center. Like we're focusing the consciousness in the heart. So we're learning how to bring our consciousness from the head to the heart, and to live from here, to feel from here, to be guided from here, right? We're guided from here, and then we use this in order to kind of like enact that, right? But we're not receiving our guidance from our heads, right? We're receiving it from our hearts, and then we're using our heads to put that plan into action, whatever that may be, whatever the message is that our hearts are telling us. I'm just feeling this energy of really tuning into our hearts today, and what our hearts are trying to tell us, how they're trying to guide us. Yes, and it's all about discernment. It's a lesson in discernment. Discerning what energies are beneficial for us, what energies are not. Really understanding that difference, and not feeling guilty about removing energies from our lives that are not for our highest good. That's coming up as well. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. And Archangel Raphael has been coming up a lot for me in my personal healing work, and healings that I've done with clients as well. He's really making himself known a lot. And so Raphael is he's dedicated to healing on all levels of being. A lot of people equate him to physical healing, which he can definitely help with, but all aspects of healing, emotional, physical, spiritual, like the ultimate healing energy. If there's something that we're struggling with, that we're struggling to heal, he's someone that can really be called on to assist in that. And so this card says, part of your divine purpose is to develop the power of your mind and use it for healing purposes. If you change your mind, you can change your world. Ray of wisdom, right? Discernment. Guidance and healing inspiration can come to you daily, helping improve your life and the lives of others. Healing and opening the mind to new realities and possibilities are the gifts of Ascended Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. The mind of a light worker needs spiritual light, information, understanding, and wisdom. The same way that human bodies need food, water, and clean air. The hunger for wisdom can push you to seek knowledge, and this can be a healthy impulse. However, if you love knowledge so much that you keep seeking, without taking time to digest, integrate, and apply what you have learned, you may end up confused or mentally exhausted. If you are forgetful, stressed, mentally fatigued, or plotting when you are usually bright, you need some mental time out. The mind rarely rests except through meditation, and even then rest is not guaranteed. Resting the mind can be a tricky thing for intellectually oriented or highly creative people. Learning to switch off mentally will help you remember and apply what you are learning, so that you grow not only in knowledge, but also in wisdom, and knowing the difference between knowledge and wisdom, right? Wisdom is applied knowledge. You have been absorbing a lot of new information. You may feel you have so many tasks to do that you don't know where to start, or that if you stop to rest, you will never get through it all. This is causing you mental stress, which is diminishing your productivity. It is time to slow down and cleanse your mind with the assistance of Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael. And so this really pairs in quite well with what we were talking about taking care of our physical body, right? It's that rest and recuperation that's needed on a physical level, on a mental level, on a spiritual level. Just that time to integrate and that time to process, and that time to release as well. And so just unplugging today may be helpful for a lot of people. Just unplugging and allowing the energies that have been integrating, right? Like we just closed out that portal, and then we had the full moon. So it's a lot of energies integrating right now, and there may be just a lot of thoughts swirling around in people's minds. So just taking that time out and calling on Master Hilarion and Archangel Raphael to assist with that as well today. Oh, this is so funny. It also says, this oracle also comes with a message for you if you're interested in healing that involves the mind, whether this be psychology, psychotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, hypnosis, philosophy, etc., you are encouraged to explore it. If you feel inspired to work with your belief systems, where we're not just talking about that, through affirmations or other techniques for mental reprogramming, such as guided relaxations and meditations, you are encouraged in this too. Your mind is developed and powerful, and you will work well with such techniques. So that's pretty cool. I like that. I love when the cards line up with the stuff that we're talking about. And so this is, a process where we are all starting to really understand more what our limiting beliefs are, what it is that is holding us back. We're being shown all of the areas where really we hold ourselves back, right? Because we talk about this all the time, like the only true obstacle is our own minds, right? We create all of that within our own minds. And learning how to move out of that and move beyond that. And what do we have? The Lady of the Gift, generosity, receiving, and withholding. So this is that energy of being in service. That energy of understanding how giving is receiving and vice versa, right? Because we are all connected and we are all one. And really in any areas where we feel just really opening up into that flow of giving and understanding and not operating from that perspective of lack, right? And then we also have Gaia's Garden, fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow. And so this is as we're clearing that karma, right? The reaping what you sow. But this is also like those blessings coming back to us for the good that we have done. Like we don't do good because we want to get blessings in return, but we do, like that is also how karma works, right? People think about karma as a negative thing. It's just a return of energy and a balancing of energies. And so sometimes like when we put a lot of positive energy out there, we get that energy back as well. So also just really paying attention today to what are we giving? How are we giving? How are we able to then receive as well? And what is it that we are contributing to the collective energy? What is it that we are creating, right? And how is the energy that we're putting out today the energy that we would like to get back? And if it's not, how can we shift that so that it is, right? And then on the bottom of the deck, the Well Watcher, wisdom, power of the divine. So much wisdom coming through today. We're gaining a lot of wisdom right now. We're gaining a lot of knowledge, and that knowledge is integrating and coalescing into wisdom. So just really taking the time that we need to take in order to allow that process to set in and to continue to happen. And then I'm going to close with a couple cards from the Keepers of the Light deck. And that the deck I just used, I don't remember if I showed you guys, was the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms by Colette Baron Reed. All right, let's see. Any guidance from the Keepers of the Light for us today? Mother Mary, love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. Mother, healing is possible at this time. So just really that love, right? Like we talk about all the time, bringing that love into everything, right? Like service is love in action, or whatever exactly it was that quote said, right? Like just really coming into that energy and being in that energy, finding that inner peace is what I'm feeling more than anything. Finding that inner peace. When we find that inner peace, when we operate from that place, we are able to be loving and peaceful to others as well. And this is choosing peace as well as not engaging. If people are in their warrior energy, still not quite knowing how to channel that, and they're lashing out, and we have those things going on, just choosing, like taking the high road, choosing peace in those situations as well, not engaging with those in a militant fashion, right? Allowing people to go through what they're going through and to have their own opinions and to have their own experiences and their own journeys without feeling the need to correct them. Or it's like loving people where they're at. That's what we're being asked to do today, is loving people where they're at. It doesn't mean that we condone behavior that is not in alignment, right? We don't condone that, but we do allow people to be where they're at. And we don't try to change that. We allow them, like, if you want to be over here with that energy today, that's totally okay. That is where you are. I love you. I respect that. I'm going to be over here. That's the kind of energy that we want to that we want to cultivate today. And then hope, love, and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. So this is all about like our worthiness, stepping into and understanding how very worthy we are just for existing, and really allowing our actions to showcase that we know that and that we understand that, right? Like coming into a deeper, falling more deeply in love with ourselves, right? And choosing those loving thoughts, choosing understanding how important that internal dialogue is, right? And choosing, like if we find ourselves thinking negative thoughts, being overly hard on ourselves or others, just going back to that love, right? Going back to that acceptance. This is not just loving other people where they're at, it's also learning to love ourselves where we're at. We can always strive for better, right? We always are growing. There's no way to avoid that, especially right now, right? But we can also honor where we're at, honor how far we've come. I'm feeling for a lot of you guys, you have worked really hard to get where you are, and you haven't given yourselves enough credit for that. And I know that I'm speaking to myself right now when I say this as well. And so give yourself some credit for that today, and really pat yourself on the back for all of the hard work that you have done and are doing, right? And allow yourself to take a break from that today if you need to, right? Like we said with that second ray of wisdom, or with the Hilarion and Archangel Raphael card, right? Like that, if we don't take a step back sometimes, like we can't integrate all of that energy, all of that knowledge, and turn that to wisdom. So really giving ourselves a break today, right? And then Holy Amethyst, Divine Alchemy. Move beyond current challenges, focus on what you desire. This is those solutions coming in, right? This is the ability to when we were talking about like asking Saturn, like, what is it that this situation is trying to teach me? What are the inner resources that I have to move forward, right? How can I alchemize those energies within myself, right? We're talking about that catalytic, that blue storm energy. How can I be self-generating? How can I find within me what I need in order to move through and navigate this challenge or this situation? And just understanding that what we're being shown is not all there is. There is so much more going on than what we can see. And so just continuing to focus on what it is that we desire. This doesn't mean that we spiritual bypass and we pretend that things aren't, that we live in a fantasy world. We address the world. We address our creation, right? Because the world as we experience it is our creation as it is. We acknowledge that, but we don't focus on everything that's wrong and hasn't worked out the way we've wanted. We continue to focus on the outcome that we desire, on what it is that we're moving toward, right? While at the same time, this is the trick, right? Being anchored into the present moment and being accepting of what is. Yeah, but not being fooled by the external appearances and not being discouraged by those. Just know that there is so much more going on than what we can see with the naked eye. We're being asked to know that and to trust that. And then we have Cernunnos, life force. Express your driving passion. Sensual and sexual powers are increased. And so this is that inner warrior activation too, when we have all of that Mars energy, all of that Aries energy. We have Mars about to go into retrograde, so we're going to be we're beginning to slow down as far as that's concerned, but we are in this process of really beginning to reevaluate some of those things and really connecting with our passion, connecting with our creativity, connecting with our sexuality on a level that we maybe haven't before, on a more spiritual level, like really reviewing some of that stuff. It's going to be coming up for a lot of us. This isn't just with the Mars, this is with the Black Moon Lilith as well, and the energies we've had around that. Like we have a lot of energies that are pushing us to look at that and how we utilize that power, right? Like our sexual power is one of our greatest assets. That's our power of creation. That is like this beautiful divine gift when we know how to utilize it. And so when we really know how to own it, when we can really own our worth, and we can we can be in our own empowerment, and we can act from a place of that, right? A healthy place of learning how to express that, not to express trauma, not to express or try to heal wounds or to try to gain power over another, but to unite with another. It's that energy of alchemy. This is the energy. We have the electric tone today, which is the energy of 3, right? So it's that energy, the 2 energies creating that 3rd energy, right? And just really understanding how powerful that is when 2 people consciously create together on that level as well. And just really understanding how to utilize that power for ourselves. Like, we don't need a second person in order to explore our sexuality. Sometimes it's really beneficial to take some time to explore that on our own, and what that really means to us and what that really means for us, so that we can feel as though we are completely owning that energy. So some people may be going through healing around their sexuality right now, and really desiring. There's going to be some people who are just really full of passion and wanting to express that with other people. There's going to be a lot of people who are really kind of taking a step back from that and wanting to do that healing on their own and really like understand and evaluate what their sexuality means for them. So I feel that energy coming up as well. And then Hilarion, he's come up twice, so he's saying hello today, guys. Divine healing, honor your sensitivity, retreat to recharge and heal, right? Your light can support others, but only when you're first able to support yourself. And then on the bottom of the deck, Freya, phases and cycles. She's stayed there. There's a beginning within every ending. Illusions are revealed and released. We are in this cycle, right, of beginnings and endings, and understanding that when one door closes, another opens, right? And all of that, just allowing those cycles and phases. This came up in the reading the other day. Allowing those cycles and phases to be what they are, and really embracing every aspect of that journey. And then on the bottom of the deck, we also have faith. So we got hope and faith today. Stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, see the light in the world. It's there, if you know where to look. See the light in the world and be the light in the world today, you guys. I love you all so very much. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you feel so moved to do so, there is a link to donate to my channel below. Definitely reach out if you would like any aid. If you're interested in the angelic heart healing especially, I felt like the reading was really kind of pushing me to talk about that a little bit more today. That can be really, truly so beneficial and helpful. And any of that stuff, my email, my information is also in the description box below. If you like this video, give it a like, drop a comment, let me know how it resonated. If you haven't subscribed and you would like to, please do so. I love, love, love every single one of you, and I hope that you enjoy this beautiful day.